In other business news, the Public Works and Infrastructure Department has questioned the acquisition of the infamous Telkom Towers for more than 695 million rand in 2016. That's as the building remains largely unoccupied after 200 million rand spent on renovations and other services to date. This emerged at an oversight visit by Minister Dean Macpherson, accompanied by the City of Tshwane's Executive Mayor, Cilliers Brink. Business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo ventilated this further with Brink.
Close to 700 million rand spent to acquire the Telkom Towers close to a decade ago. But till today, the building remains vacant, adding to various cities' challenges around dilapidated buildings. And to talk us through the extent of the rot here in the City of Tshwane is the Executive Mayor, Mayor Brink. Thank you so much for talking to us. Obviously, it's taxpayers' money being thrown down the drain, literally. Talk us through the extent of the challenge that we're facing here, not just with public, buildings, but the privately owned buildings as well.
So from a city perspective, Public Works and Infrastructure is probably the largest property owner, especially in the Pretoria CBD. And the effect of dilapidated buildings has an effect on the cleanliness, on the safety, on the pleasantness, on the money coming in and going out of the city. So I'm absolutely, so happy that we have a minister with this new approach and this new energy to say, how can we clean up, how can we get to the bottom of issues such as the procurement and the state of the Telkom Towers. And we want to have the same conversation with other property owners. As a city, we are currently updating our derelict buildings bylaw, where we want to be in a position after all of the processes have been followed and a property owner is still not compliant, that we want to take that property out of their hands.
When we get new infrastructure problems or new infrastructure projects, the problems there is usually the construction mafia. Talk us through the criminal elements that we're facing with, maintaining these buildings.
Unfortunately, the South African law makes it exceptionally difficult for a lawful property owner to get back control of a building once we've lost it, especially if you're government. And what happens is important public facilities are hijacked, sites earmarked for service delivery, for infrastructure are occupied, and you have to provide alternative accommodation for folks. And very often you sit with a shadow landlord operating on the outside. So the people there are illegal occupants, but they're paying rent to somebody. And that you can't prove in a court of law because everything operates in the shadow world. The other problems with the occupied buildings is they become nests for drug dealers. And then you can literally drag evidence and you can sort of create a accountability-free zone, an investigation-free zone in the middle of the inner city. So I think part of the solution to the problem would be a reform of South Africa's eviction law.
Well, Mayor, both the public and private sector having their work cut out for them. Thank you so much for talking to us. Of course, that is the Executive Mayor for Tshwane, Mayor Brink. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Pretoria.